Much like team sports, your cybersecurity may well depend on your weakest link, and spending thousands, tens of thousands, or hundreds of thousands of dollars on hardware and software may be great, but as we've talked about in the past, if somebody can just social engineer one of your team, it all might be for naught. So over the last year or so, we've been really encouraging our clients to engage with their staff and get them enrolled in security awareness training. Today, we're going to talk to James O'Leary, who's a specialist with Huntress in that department. They're doing some really innovative things over there, and they're the company we've chosen to partner with to deliver that really high quality training, testing, and reporting. Let's get into it. James, thanks for joining me. I appreciate you taking the time to have a conversation with me. Tell me who you are, what you do.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Excited to be here. So my name is James O'Leary. I am a product marketing manager here at Huntress. I focus on our security awareness training platform.
What is security awareness training for Tracy in Mississauga, who's maybe never really thought about it? What is security awareness training?
Security awareness training is essentially the end goal of it is to enable every single user out there at your organization, from the intern all the way up to the CEO, be able to understand the types of cyber threats that are out there. So training them on those, helping them understand what those threats look like, what they can do if they ever come in contact with one, and really just trying to prevent those threats from happening.
There's a lot of companies who have never really heard of security awareness training. They don't really know what it's for. You design scenarios and phishing kind of campaigns in order to train staff, right?
Yeah, so from the Huntress security awareness training standpoint, every month our team is rolling out two things. There is an animated training video that goes out on the first of the month, and then there will be a phishing campaign. And so again, those are chosen and created by our threat researchers and security experts to make sure that it's really timely for the trends right now, or maybe it's Christmas time or the holiday season, and you want to make sure people aren't falling for the gift card scams or those kinds of scams that spike at that season. And so every learner will get the animated episode every month. It's 10 minutes. We think that keeping it short and sweet but regular is the best way to build people's security awareness, because again, the key word there is awareness, keeping people actually aware of their security. So you want to keep it frequent enough where it's always going to be top of mind for them, but keeping it to 10 minutes so that it's not going to be a distraction from their day job.
If I'm a client that's getting this security awareness training, how do I know who's doing the training and who's not doing it?
So that's a great question, and it's really important because one of the main reasons that people need security awareness training is for either compliance or for their cyber insurance. So they need to have some kind of reporting that at a bare minimum shows that all of their users have completed it. But from a security standpoint, you also want to have reporting that not only shows who's completing it and when they're completing it on time and the different topics that they've covered, so that that your business is going to be protected from these threats, but also things like the phishing emails, who's actually clicking on those phishing emails. If there's a training that you have pop up after they click on the phishing email to alert them that it was a phish and kind of let them know what happened and help them understand what went wrong. Making sure you have reporting on who's actually completing that and who's just kind of exiting out of it, so that you can follow up with those people because they may be a higher risk. So you want to make sure that those people are actually completing that follow-up training. So it really, at a minimum, is just helping you to get your insurance and show you're compliant. But really, this reporting can also help you identify your human risk levels that are out there.
We talk to our clients regularly and we tell them, if you're not doing security awareness training, 18% of your users are going to click on anything that I send them, which means that if you have 10 people, 1.8 of your people are going to click on any link that I send them in an email. And then we've noticed that when we do security awareness training, that drops down to about 2%. You do have those users that are quite proficient at recognizing phishing emails. Is there a way for them to stand out? Is there a way for them to report those things?
So at Huntress, we have a button right up in the top banner. They just click that and they report it. If it's a phishing simulation from Huntress, they'll get a little notification that, hey, congratulations, you caught a phish. As far as just motivating people to participate in security awareness, doing things like leaderboards, which is something we include in our platform. So having people who actually take their training get more points on the leaderboard, or if you report a phish, you'll get points. Clicking on a phishing scenario or a phishing simulation might dock you some points, but then completing your follow-up training will bring you back up on the leaderboard. So a lot of these things all help those people who are really good at, security awareness kind of be recognized for it, also help them, spread awareness and use them kind of as your champions throughout the organization.
I love that. We do a bunch of stuff in-house on gamifying things that we want to incentivize. I love that. So at Huntress, your platform allows you to gamify it to some degree, reward those that are doing really well, and maybe work with those that need some need further development.
Exactly. Yeah. And I like the way that you said that, as work with those who need development, because there are platforms out there, programs where if someone clicks on a phishing link, they're shamed for it. And, no one is doing this on purpose. No one wants to make a mistake. So when you then make someone feel bad for doing something like that, they're not going to be a person who's then next time going to report that kind of email.
Yeah, no, that's great. I think it's not about vilifying those that make mistakes. It's about teaching and training and getting your team on board. I love what you said about building a security culture. That's something that I'm now going to foster in my organization. I love that. So, we test ourselves regularly, and we're not perfect either. Like I know that I have been caught in the security awareness training in the past. So like I've been doing this for 30 years and I still got caught once. So if you're on our security awareness, please don't feel bad if we get you. It just means that there's room to learn, right? But James, I super appreciate you taking the time today. Going forward, maybe we'll have you on again if something else comes up.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to. Thanks for having me.
So I don't know what you took away from that conversation, but one of the things that stood out to me was that the mere process of putting security awareness in place will actually make your team more resilient and less susceptible to clicking on those things, because they'll be concerned what they're clicking on is one of the tests. If you haven't already had a conversation with your service provider, we're over here strongly recommending that you do. The benefits of putting in regular training for your staff are huge, and not to mention that insurance companies are now starting to ask if you're doing this on your cyber insurance policy. In this ever-changing IT landscape, be adaptive. We'll see you next time.